Okay. Are we ready?
I don't know what we're doing exactly, but yes.
Alright, so this is the Culture of My People end of the year video. This is our first time, that's why the audio may be weird. Camera shot's weird, lighting is weird. It's blue over here. Whoa, yellow over here.
That's why the video is just weird.
But we're going to talk about stuff. This video we're going to talk about some of our favorite music from 2013. So we've got a list of songs here, and our first goal is going to be to pick the top 5 favorite songs as a collective for us. We're the ones that work on the site, mainly Juby and I.
Yeah.
This is
Not me. But do I have to agree to all the songs too?
Yeah. You have to agree to everything. Everything that we talked
we have to meld our minds literally together. No, so we're going to try to come up with a consensus of which of these songs is the top 5 for this year. We'll try to order those 1 through 5 also, and see how that goes. We've never done this before, so...
No.
Thanks, that was bothering me.
You're welcome.
What?
There was in the Google Doc that Ross shared, it said Justin Timberlake. So I just put the M in where it should say Justin
I
Timberlake.
meant Timberlake.
Timberlake.
It's a different song.
Oh, sorry,
Wait,
I'll
can
take
I
that
edit
out.
this too?
I don't know, probably click on there.
We're just kind of doing this as we go.
Yeah, clearly we've never done this before. So, let's start this off. How about we have Amanda read the list of songs we can choose for favorite song?
Okay. We have Superhuman, Andy Mineo, Get Lucky and Give Life Back to Music, and Doing It Right by Daft Punk, Collapsible Lung, Lost Boys, PTL by Reliant
I
K,
love that song.
Lonely Boy,
It's also a good song.
and Fear Inside Our Bones, The Almost, Damage to Meet World, Latch Disclosure,
It's a great song as well.
Endless Fantasy, how do you say that name?
Anamanaguchi.
Anamanaguchi.
Sweet.
Pacific Rim from the Pacific Rim soundtrack. The Phoenix by Fall Out Boy.
It's a great song too.
Also, my song Know What You Did in the Dark. Is that really what it's called?
Yes.
Oh, or Light 'Em Up by Fall Out Boy.
That's probably what it's supposed to be.
Mirrors and Push Your Love Girl by Justin Timberlake. Or Timberlake. Hurricane, Miss Mister, Ain't It Fun, Paramore, Circus for a Psycho, and Sick of It by Skillet, and Battle Dancing Unicorns with Glitter by Five Iron Friends.
Yee!
Alright, so, looking at this list, as it stands,
How many songs do we have on here? I'm looking, we'll count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23? 26?
we have
You want how many?
5.
We got cut like 20 songs. Okay. Well, you guys just want to start with the top and then kind of go to the bottom? I'll go ahead and edit this doc as we go.
Okay.
See which ones we want to keep. So,
Superhuman by Andy Mineo. That's one of my favorite albums this year. And I think that song is amazing.
that I think it's good. Looking at some of the other songs, I definitely have my own personal favorites out of this, and that one does not make my top 5 out of this list. I'm not saying that's not a great song, but
Do we want to cut it right away?
I don't know. Amanda,
I don't know. I'm in most of this list, so I'm going to have a hard time.
Yeah.
What do you think? Should we cut it or come back?
Come back. I don't know.
This is a long list.
I
We're gonna
know.
have to cut a lot of
I
lists.
am not a superhuman. I am just...
Okay.
I just think that I probably like 5 songs more than that one.
Okay.
So that means you should cut it.
Okay, cut it.
All right. It's coming off.
We got to get this down, and I like pretty much all of these songs a lot. So,
Alrighty. All right. Next, we have 2 songs off of one of the best albums this year, but we'll get to that.
there's
in
3
a little
songs
bit.
there.
3 songs. Yes. My
From
bad.
Random Access Memories, we have Get Lucky, Give Life Back to Music, or Doing It Right. Now, if those are 3 of the best, 3 out of 5 of the best songs, we should keep all 3 of them. Do you think we should keep all 3 of them?
No, I do not.
Mhm.
I think. Get Lucky, Give Life Back to Music. Actually, can I make an addition? Or can I put a petition forward? I think we should add Touch.
You can add it, but do you think it'll make the top 5?
No, never mind. It is my favorite song off of that album. If there was a song off this album to go, I would think that I would put that song fourth as the one that should go. Get Lucky's a great song, but I don't think it's one of the better ones on the album, but it's not one of the better ones of this year. Michael, you have a favorite out of these three, don't you?
Doing It Right is my favorite because of its place on Random Access Memories as a concept album. It is kind of the fusion of when everything is going well in music. I think it works with the title, the Doing It Right. It's also a really happy sounding song. But if we're going to pick songs apart individually, I don't necessarily think that this album works super well as singles. Get Lucky is the only one. It is really popular right now, but I don't know if I would pull it by itself as being one of the greatest.
Okay. Okay, so I'm hearing
Are we skipping over Daft Punk then?
I don't. No, I don't have any. Out of this list, I don't. See, it's like my favorite album of this year, though. I don't know how we can just skip over it.
What?
Did you get rid of this?
I was trying to find it.
You need to not look at your emails.
Huh?
Emails.
Yeah.
What about my emails?
You should look at it.
So I say we skip over Daft Punk because the next three on this list, Collapsible Lung, Lost Boys, and PTL.
How do you like all of those?
If I'm gonna throw up my flag and stick by a song, I think Collapsible Lung is an amazing song.
I'd have to put it up with Collapsible Lung and PTL. Personally, for me, off of just that album, Collapsible Lung.
PTL is so catchy, but Collapsible Lung, the lyrics for that song are so heartfelt and honest from where Matt, I think, is coming from, possibly other members of the band. Where they're saying, time can't slow down. They're thinking about their life, and they're not sure where they want to be, but they've got to keep going. I think it just comes from such a heartfelt place. I like the way that the track starts off and ends with the not really edited track where he's just in the studio. You can hear all the sound in the background. I think that is a really, really good song that I think means something more than just poppy fun. Part-Time Lover, I think, is a great... PTL is a great, silly, fun, happy song. It's super catchy. But I think if we're picking for things that mean more than that, I think we have to pick Collapsible Lung. I love that song.
I'd probably agree with that if we were picking based off of the meaning of the song and the intent behind the song. If we're choosing personal favorites, though, I'd probably, out of that album, I'd probably have to go PTL.
Your favorite is Lost Boys, isn't it?
I don't know, because I like them all.
Yeah,
I don't really have a favorite.
If you had to live, Amanda, with only one of these songs, which one would you choose? I mean, if that album had never come out, but one of these songs
Probably
had to come
PTL
out.
then. But again, what are we basing it on?
See, for me, if I'm choosing the top 5 of a year, my personal choice is going to be, for me, what I enjoyed. Whether that's me enjoying it because of its intent behind the song, or me enjoying the song because it's just catchy and fun. So for me, I would probably have to go PTL on this one. Michael, you obviously are very strong for Collapsible Lung, so maybe we just...
Is it safe that we can cut Lost Boys for now and come back?
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright. So let's cut that.
So cut Superhuman by Andy Mineo and Lost Boys.
Next on the list.
I think my brother would hate us for cutting Superhuman.
Probably.
He probably would, yes.
Sorry, Marcus.
I got Lonely Boy and Fear Inside Our Bones by The Almost. I like both these songs, but I feel okay if we have to cut stuff, I'm going to cut both those. I don't think either of them is the top 5.
I agree.
Do you like The Almost at all?
I liked that cover that they did. That's pretty much it.
Free Fallen? Okay.
Free Fallen.
No,
So that's
Lonely Boy.
That's a cover?
not a cover. Who's the
Yes,
cover?
it is.
A cover of who?
It's a really old song. My mom listens to it.
I suck at music.
Wow.
Hey, we shouldn't be making this video. Alright. I did not realize that was a cover.
That's really
I don't know who
hilarious.
sings it.
Yeah, I don't know. Alright, next on the list, Damage, Jimmy Eat World. I haven't really listened to the song a whole lot, so I would refer to you to kind of make a decision on this one. I really don't listen to Jimmy Eat World. I don't know how.
I think Jimmy
it's
World's
switched
album is one of my favorites this year, but if I'm going to try to argue it with a site best 5, I don't know if I'm going to be able to argue that one up. I don't know if I want to, if I got to dig my feet in on a song, I don't know if the Jimmy World song is going to be the one I'm going to pick. So
Okay.
let's cut that one.
Okay. Alright, so I'm cutting that one. Next on the list, Latch by Disclosure.
Which one is that?
Now I've gotten you
I like that one.
space.
I love that song. I actually just started listening to it. And it's a really good song. I really enjoy it.
Evan from work showed me the acoustic version of that song where the guy sings it with like a piano. So good. That guy's voice is really, really good, and it's so catchy.
Okay.
I'm fine leaving that song in there.
I am totally fine with leaving that song on there. Alright. Endless Fantasy, Anamanaguchi.
I like that one too.
I really like that song. The first time I heard it, Blake sent it to me, and the first time I heard that song, I fell in love with it. It's super catchy. It's a great, happy song.
Okay.
I would keep that on there.
Alright, sweet. Alright, the theme for Pacific Rim.
That's the one I
Pacific Rim
didn't hear.
It's
I haven't heard it.
basically rock. It's just a bunch of rock and roll. It's really good. I do not think it makes.
I think it's
top
amazing. I think if we have to pick a top 5, because I know that we've already limited it down quite a bit, I don't think we can use that song.
five. Nope.
Because there's songs I'd rather have on that list.
Yes. All right. So I will cut that one. It's a good song. I definitely recommend checking it out.
Alright.
I know this one has to be on Michael's list.
The Phoenix by Fall Out Boy, I think, is easily my best song of the year. I love that song, so I'm going to have to defer to you two because I think I'm super biased. That song reminds
I
me
like
of high
it
school
too.
a lot.
What do you like it, Amanda?
It's Fall Out Boy. I don't know. I just think it's a fun song.
I agree. I think it's fun. It's one of those songs that will get you in the mood for, like, I'm gonna go out and punch a guy in the face. This is the song I'm going to listen to before I go and punch a guy
It's
in the
like
face.
the adrenaline, angry punk pop that, like, gets you super psyched, gonna change like a remix,
Yes.
raise you like a phoenix.
Yes. It's not only do the lyrics bring forth that theme, but also the tone of the the tone of the music, but the
The tone of the lead singer's voice
yes,
is incredible at that
Mhm.
specific thing.
right. And this the whole song plays towards that one theme of basically I'm gonna go punch a guy in the face, and this is what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna listen to the song before I do it.
It gets me so pumped, and no matter how tired I am, you know, no matter what I'm doing,
Mm-hmm.
it's a great workout song.
Yes, definitely. I mean, you probably hurt yourself listening to this song if you stay with the agenda. So I think that we should keep this one on the list.
I think we can cut the next one though.
Let Him Up, Fall Out Boy. I think it falls short, basically, compared to the Phoenix.
I think it's a good
In
song.
comparison.
I think it's a good
Yeah.
song. If we have to limit it to 5 songs, I don't think we should pick it.
Okay.
It's definitely on my playlist for this year that of really good songs.
Okay. All right.
So I say we cut Light 'Em Up.
I'll get that one. Okay. Next one.
Now we're getting.
You spelled Timberlake wrong twice.
No, I backspaced because
Oh.
Michael meant to put it Timberlake.
Oh.
Mirrors is by
sorry.
Justin Timberlake. Push Your Love Girls, that's the Timberlake version.
Mirrors. I love that song.
Mirrors is a really good song.
I
That-
really, really like that song. I listened
I
to
think
that.
if we're going solely by like artistic talent, probably Mirrors should be in our top 5.
Yes.
But I don't know. It depends on whether we want to use this site as a means of garnering attention for things people might not notice, or whether we want to use it as a critical top 5. I know we are using this as our favorites, so we don't have to go critic here.
Mhm.
That's a really catchy and really good song. I know you like it.
I listen to that song probably on a daily basis.
It's on the radio like every hour.
I listen to it on a daily basis whether I want
See,
to
but-
or not.
Yeah, yeah. Because it's I don't listen to the radio, but I always choose. That's always in playlist of
It's like
my
Get Lucky,
favorites.
but you like it a lot more.
Yes. I really like
Because
this
I think
song.
Get Lucky is overplayed.
Okay, so I'm gonna leave Mirrors on the list. Pusher, Lover Girl.
Pusher Love Girl.
Pusher, Love Girl. Sorry.
It's a song that compares love. He's singing about his wife to like drugs. I personally like the song a lot, but if you guys aren't as familiar with it, I guess we can cut it.
It's fun.
I like it a lot too. But
It's a fun song. It's not. Mirrors is my favorite on that album.
I
So
mean, like we did with the previous Fall Out Boy one. I think if we're comparing it to Mirrors,
But is it one of your top 5 favorites?
If I had to pick 5,
No.
I don't think it'd be on there.
Not if I had to pick 5.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I think we're gonna put the Pusher, Love Girl, the Justin Timberlake version. We'll put that there. Okay. Next down.
Alright, so next we have Hurricane by Ms. Mister.
I like this song.
I really like this song. I don't think it should necessarily be on the top 5, but I definitely wanted to bring some attention to it. Overall, I don't think that album by Ms. Mister is super amazing, but that song is super catchy, and I really like it, and it's not as creepy as the rest of the album tries to be.
Okay.
So we can cut it, but I did want to bring
I
some
agree.
mention to that thing.
I agree. Okay. Next one down. It Ain't Fun.
Ain't It Fun?
Paramore.
Ain't It Fun by Paramore.
I like this song too.
There's another one I put in here. I think this one fits very well thematically with Collapsible Lung, where it's Hayley Williams, as the lead singer of Paramore, maybe Paramore's a band, realizing that, hey, we're grown up now. It's being like sarcastic. Ain't it fun living in the real world? Having to take care of yourself. Nobody's babysitting you anymore. You have to take care of your own life.
I don't have to come until 7. Don't. Yep.
So we have.
Thanks.
So we're talking about.
Oh. Okay.
Well,
So we're
I
talking
guess I
about.
won't be texting my boss back tonight. Sorry, Melissa.
So we're talking about being grown up and having to take care of yourself. And I really like that song. So it might be on my top 5. I don't know.
It hasn't struck a chord with me. The theme is very
What?
consistent with. I know. Even though the theme is very consistent with what I.
Don't go crying
It's
to
so
your
fun
mama,
though.
'cause you're on your own.
I don't know. Maybe it's. I don't know. This.
I don't know. Let's come back to it.
These never really struck any chords with me. Circus for a Psycho. Skillet.
You don't like this because it sounds creepy, do you?
Don't like it.
I was never a huge fan of Skillet. I think these are some decent songs. I think if we're gonna choose one of these songs, Save It might be a little bit more one of my
See if
favorites.
it's more popular. I'm fine cutting both of these if we have to.
We've definitely got. Well, is it better than? Are they better than PTL or Collapsible Lung? I mean, we've already got some really good
I don't think
songs.
so.
I don't think they are either.
No.
All right, so I'll cut these two. Skillet. Michael, what's the last song that we're gonna look at?
The last song is Five Iron Frenzies, Battle Dancing Unicorns with Glitter. I love this song.
No
It's a
way.
silly song about nerds versus jocks, basically. And it is catchy, and it is silly, and we'll be battle dancing unicorns with glitter. And it's ska. I think that this song is really awesome. And if I made a personal top 5 songs, it would be on that list, way up high. I don't know about you two. I am a little crazy with this one. But have you ever met a Thousandaire?
No.
It's a line from the song.
I like this song too. I don't know if it makes my top 5 of this year. It's fun. I like Five Iron Frenzy.
5 is so little songs.
Why did you make it 5?
Because I made the list 5 so we would have to talk about this stuff.
We would still have to talk about it even if it was just 10.
No,
10 is easy.
10's really easy to do.
10's the coward's way out.
It is the coward's way out. No,
How many do we have left?
We've got if we
That's the
leave.
last song, right?
If we leave 5 Iron Man.
10, 11.
Ouch.
11 songs.
Ouch. Dang it. Okay. Well, all right. All right. Let's leave 5 Iron Man for now. Michael obviously feels very, very strongly about this song. So let's go back up to the top. Let's look at the Daft Punk songs again. We've got "Get Lucky," "Give Life Back to Music," and "Doing It Right."
I
I'm
really
a-
like Give Life Back to Music. Or
That's
were you just going to say you were going to cut that?
No, I was gonna say I'm okay cutting "Doing It Right" if we're
Mhm.
taking it solely as a song, individually by itself. I like it because of its place in the album as a whole. But if we have to pull it by itself, I'm okay cutting "Doing It Right."
I don't like that song as it stands by itself. I think it's okay. I mean, it fits with the album, but as a song, it's not one of my favorites on the
So
CD.
cut that, and we have 10. We have to get rid of 5 more songs.
Congratulations.
No.
Okay.
All right. So we cut one off of there. Let's look at "Get Lucky" and "Give Life Back to Music." Jeez. I think I'd have to go with "Give Life Back to Music."
If we are going to use this as a medium for us to get out information to people that they wouldn't otherwise have, everyone in the whole world that has a radio knows the song "Get Lucky" by now.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm okay cutting that if we're going to use this as a way for other people to hear other songs from that album. "Give Life Back to Music" is a good song that stands by itself. It's the opener of that album. It presents the theme of the album immediately,
Right.
but it still stands alone. So I'm okay if we have to pick one of those to be in the top 5. I say "Give Life Back to Music" out of those 2.
I think it's right, Amanda.
I agree.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna cut "Get Lucky," and this "Give Life" might not even make it to the top 5. So we'll see what happens. "Clouds Will Long" versus "PTL." Both of these songs are like, hey, it's a great album. I think these are both good songs, but if I had to choose a top 5, PTL would be a lot closer up there than "Clouds Will Long." Michael, you make your argument.
I kind of already have.
You've made your argument. Are you going to stand by "Collapsible Lung" or are you going to give?
I'll stick by. I personally will stick by "Collapsible Lung," but for the sake of narrowing down 10 songs to 5, I like PTL. You guys both like PTL more, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think we can cut "Collapsible Lung," and I'll make a personal list with all the real good songs on it.
You have your right to do that. And I just want to make it clear that this is not... I'm not saying that I don't like "Collapsible Lung." I'm not saying that I don't like "Get Lucky" or "Superhuman." I'm saying that we're narrowing this down to 5 songs out of a list of 23, so...
To be clear, I think we pretty much all like all of these songs, with the exception of Amanda not liking "Sick of It" or "Circus for Psycho" either. So.
But I really like Skillet. I
Mhm.
just don't like those songs.
Okay, so I'm going to cut "Collapsible Lung." I feel like Michael's making all the sacrifices here. Okay, next one. "Latch" by Disclosure. I can't cut this one. This is definitely one of my top 5.
We've already got 2.
I almost want to argue this one. I will not. I don't know
We
that.
have to cut.
We've got
1, 2, 3, 4,
We have to
5.
cut 3.
We have
Is
to
that
cut.
right?
We have to cut. Well, there's 9 there, so we have.
All right, if we're gonna cut one right away, I say cut "Ain't It Fun." I like that song a lot.
Yeah.
But looking at what's left, we have "Give Life Back to Music," PTL, "Latch," "Endless Fantasy," "The Phoenix," "Mirrors," "Ain't It Fun," "Battle Dancing Unicorns and Glitter." If we have to cut one of those right now, for sake of compromise, I say we cut "Ain't It Fun."
Okay, I agree.
Right.
It's definitely one of the weakest on the list for me.
Not for me, but
Well, you like all of these songs.
I
What's
know.
the weakest on the list for you then, hon?
Maybe it is. I don't know.
Okay. All right. As it stands right now, we have "Give Life Back to Music," PTL by Relent K, "Latch" by Disclosure, "Endless Fantasy" by Anamanaguchi, "The Phoenix" by Fall Out Boy, "Mirrors" by Justin Timberlake, and "Battle Dancing Unicorns with Glitter."
We have to
by
cut 2 more
Mike Tyson.
songs.
I almost look back to "Give Life Back to Music." if we're gonna cut, for me the two weakest ones on here, Endless Fantasy and Give Life Back to Music. I think those are the two weakest for me.
What about Battle Dancing Unicorns, guys? With glitter.
I think I like that song more than I do Give Life Back to Music.
What?
I love, one of my favorite things about the Daft Punk album is the way I haven't really listened to a lot of disco. It's amazing, and disco and the way they listen, they play some of their guitars in that album. Give Life Back to Music and another one. I cannot remember the name of the song, but it's there's a certain way that they play that. I just really like the
Yeah,
instrumentals.
Lucky works that way too.
I really like the way the album. But why that album is really good, individually, those songs, I don't know that they stand up as well against some of these other ones, individually. I'm not saying, that's a great album, I own that album, I listen to it in my truck a lot, but, oh, wow, it's such a good album. But we're talking album versus songs here. If I was to listen to an individual song, I'd probably listen to Mirrors or Latch, PTO, before I would listen to Give Life Back to Music. But then at the risk of cutting Daft Punk and their new album, Random Access Memories, which is like one of the greatest albums that's come out this year.
We do have a favorite album category that we're going to do next.
I just know that. I didn't know I added that one.
Okay. Do we want to... I don't know. I've made my argument. Amanda, could you lose Daft Punk? Could you lose Give Life Back to Music off of the top 5? Or do you feel pretty strongly about it?
I don't know. I really like that song, and I really want that album to be represented. But
It depends on why we're doing this. Are we doing this
Yeah.
to bring... We have to decide this as we go. Are we doing this to bring attention to music that we like that people don't know about? Or are we doing this as catchy fun? Or are we doing this for what it means for music or the industry or the deeper meaning? If we're doing it for a deeper meaning, Give Life Back to Music has to be on this list. But there are other ones that we've cut that I also think should be on this list.
I think we should stay consistent. We voted to cut Collapsible Lungs and keep PTO because of the reasons that we're doing favorites here.
And I think that I don't know, because a lot of times my favorites sync up with the meanings behind them. So
Crud.
I don't know, because if we are using this as a platform to bring songs that we like to the forefront, we can cut Mirrors because everyone knows that song. We said that already. Everyone knows that song.
I don't want to cut Mirrors. I don't want to cut Mirrors. What if we cut Endless Fantasy?
I feel like we have to cut Endless Fantasy because we're not going to be able to compromise on any others, really. Endless Fantasy is an amazing song, but I don't know if anyone is going to budge on any of these others.
oh, we have to cut more than that.
We have to cut Endless Fantasy and one more if we do.
Oh, but it's such a good song. Okay, all right. Let's take a look at this from the opposite perspective. What are the songs that have to stay? I feel that Phoenix and Mirrors definitely have to stay on this list.
I would say the Phoenix and Battle Dancing Unicorns with Glitter.
Okay, Amanda.
And every time I say that, I feel happy inside.
The Phoenix and...
Alright, mark the Phoenix as green or
Yeah, the
something. We
Phoenix
basically
has to
agreed the Phoenix is
stay.
on the list.
What did you say, Amanda?
The Phoenix has to stay,
Okay.
for sure.
All right.
So we got 1 out of 5.
Congratulations, guys. We're almost there.
I really like Latch.
I really like that song. I really like that
I
song.
like that one a lot.
I feel okay with that being on the list. Let's green that.
Alright, so we got 2 songs on that list.
I feel at this point we can go with PTL, Mirrors, and Battle Dancing.
But do we like Battle Dancing or Endless Fantasy?
I don't know. That's a tough call for me.
I would probably have to. I don't know, but is PTL better than Battle Dancing Unicorns and Endless Fantasy? It is definitely one of my favorites.
Yes.
You say yes, Amanda, it is better?
I say yes.
I think it's really good. It's so good.
We have 2 greens. I say we should green PTL.
I think, yeah. Okay.
Do you guys feel that we have to green Mirrors?
I almost do because it's.
Yes.
You feel that we have to green Mirrors?
I think so. But then I'll use one more.
Yeah. Do you think we should green Mirrors?
I'm really torn.
Because we have 2 slots and 4 to fill them. Right now, the ones we're picking between are Give Life Back to Music, Endless Fantasy, Mirrors, and Battle Dancing Unicorns with Glitter.
All great songs that you guys should check out. I'm going to. Oh man. I think Mirrors is definitely my favorite off of that album. Oh, but I think the 2 that I think I would choose would be Mirrors and Battle Dancing Unicorns with Glitter. I think those are the 2 songs that I would green and lock into our top 5 out of this list.
If I were to lock, I'd say Endless Fantasy and Battle Dancing.
Well, if I were to lock it in, I'd say Mirrors and Give Life Back to Music.
Why do you want Give Life Back on this list, Amanda?
I like it better than Endless Fantasy and Battle Dancing Unicorns.
Really?
Yeah.
If we're going by votes alone, Mirrors and Battle Dancing get it, I think. Right? We both voted for those.
We both voted.
I didn't vote for Mirrors.
You voted for.
You 2 voted for Mirrors, we
Yeah.
2 voted for Battle Dancing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if we're going by votes alone, we have to green those 2.
Battle Dancing and Give Life. Battle Dancing and Mirrors.
Mirrors.
Okay. Well, let's take a look at this list. What we got here?
So if that's the choices that we made, the 5 top songs that we have are PTL by Relient K, Latch by Disclosure, The Phoenix by Fall Out Boy, Mirrors by Justin Timberlake, and Battle Dancing Unicorns with Glitter by Five Iron Frenzy.
Releases of this year.
This is not the list I would have come up with, but these are all really good songs.
What's the list you would have come up with? What are your top 5 songs?
I don't know, because I'll have to think about that too, because that's tough.
Mm-hmm.
Does it include any that we picked?
Yes.
I bet it includes the Phoenix
would
and
be
Battle
on there.
Dancing Unicorns.
Battle Dancing
with
would be
Glitter.
on there. For sure. But I may have been able to give up Ain't It Fun, but I don't know if I would have given up Collapsible Lung.
What about Doing It Right?
I would have had to give up Doing It Right, I think, at some point.
I don't like leaving Endless Fantasy off this list.
I don't like leaving Endless Fantasy off this list either. I would trade it for Mirrors, but it's only for a selfish reason of getting a song out that people may not be aware of. Then again, maybe the people who are watching our site know Endless Fantasy.
Yeah.
Mostly everything we post on the site so far is gaming related.
Yeah.
Gaming related people are more likely to know who Anamanaguchi is. They know who Justin Timberlake is as well, but
Okay, so let's look at looking at this list, we got top 5 PTL. Like, oh, you've already said that. So, what would we say what would be our number 1 slot?
Oh, we have to list them in order?
Yeah.
Oh, crap.
I don't think it's that hard to say that the Phoenix should be number 1.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah, I knew.
I've said that since I heard that song
I
this
know
year.
you have.
We all 3 love that song. It definitely deserves a top 5 slot.
Sure.
Does it deserve the number 1 slot?
Sure.
And if you argue that, what are you going to put above it?
The Phoenix, Latch,
No.
PTL, Mirrors, Battle Dancing, Unicorns with Glitter.
You would put Latch above PTL?
I'm thinking of. Oh.
No, switch.
Okay.
Swap those.
Can we put the Phoenix first? Can we agree on that?
I think so.
Okay, so write number 1 in the Phoenix.
Okay, this is where it starts to get a little hairy. If I were to choose number 2, I would probably put Latch there.
You put Latch above PTL? If I had to go by... That dude can sing. If I have to go by pure catchiness, I don't know.
Relient K has been one of my favorite bands for a long time, and for a while they were my favorite band. And PTL is definitely one of the best things that came out on their most recent album.
Do we all agree that
So long.
PTL and Latch are just 2 and 3?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so. At least from this list.
Yeah.
I might put Battle Dancing Unicorns higher, but that's me.
Okay. So the number. I don't know. These are both really good songs. I'd probably give Latch number 2 though.
What do you think?
Controversy Begins.
Sure.
Sure?
Yeah, I'm willing to do that.
If you had to choose 2 out of this list, what would it be?
I really like both of those songs.
Mm-hmm.
I like Relient K a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not crying, I'm yawning. But
He gets very emotional about this.
I like Relient K. But that guy's voice.
I'm putting Latch number 2.
Can't let go of you.
And PTL. Congratulations.
Number 3?
Number 3.
Yep.
I think.
It's basically going to come down to Amanda saying Mirrors is next, and I'm saying Battle's next. So what do you think is next?
Mirrors.
Okay, so Battle Dancing Unicorns number 5. So, for the Culture of My Peoples, top 5 favorite songs of 2013 as a group. We go number 1.
Plus me.
You're part of the culture now. You're married to me. You're stuck. Even if I chucked your phone across the room. Number 1.
That was mean.
The Phoenix by Fall Out Boy. Number 2, Latch by Disclosure. Number 3, PTL by Relient K. Number 4, Mirrors by Justin Timberlake. Number 5, Battle Dancing Unicorns with Glitter by Five Iron Frenzy. Yay!
Congratulations,
it.
guys. We nailed down 5, but we had to cut some great songs. To get
I
to
think
get
it's
this list.
without stating that all of those songs on that list are awesome songs.
Yes.
Or they wouldn't have made it to the list at all, you guys.
Drewby and I made a lot of this list. A lot of those are Amanda's songs that she likes too. Those are all on my playlist. Every single one of those songs is on my playlist for my favorite songs this year. There were some other ones I included, but I knew they wouldn't really compete as well.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Right.
I think that's a really awesome... If you want to make a playlist that's really good, that's a good start.
That is a really great start.
Alright, so I say we scroll down now.
Okay. Next.
Favorite album?
Favorite album from 2013.
Oh.
Collapsible.
No.
No. 2020 Experience Part 1.
Now, I listened to a lot of albums, and there was a lot of albums that are more fringe that people don't know about. I tried to pick a list of albums that we could all three as a group relate to, and that were mainstream enough that we could talk about them, and you might want to listen to them if you haven't already.
Yeah.
So this isn't necessarily the entire list I would use, but at the same time, I think it's the best list for the group that we have here to talk about. So we have to pick three, and we will order them. Our favorite album from 2013. Drew, read the list.
Okay. We're Collapsible Lung, up our line K. Damage by Jimmy Eat World. Random Access Memories by Daft Punk. The 2020 Experience Part 1 by Justin Timberlake. Heroes for Sale by Mineo. Frozen, it's not the soundtrack.
Have you heard that soundtrack yet?
I have not heard that soundtrack yet.
It's really good.
Do you like it because... are we talking about the score or the soundtrack, to clarify?
Both.
Okay. Okay.
Alright, I'm going to go ahead and start this off. If I were to pick three, what do you think I'm going to pick?
What do I think you're going to pick?
Yeah, this is a fun marriage game.
Well, for sure,
Do you know better than I do?
Random Access Memories.
Okay.
For sure. Collapsible Lung.
Mm-hmm.
And then for the third one, I can't decide if it would be the Jimmy Eat World one or the Justin Timberlake
I don't know for sure either.
one. Did I get them right though?
I definitely think Collapsible Lung should be on that list. I definitely think Random Access Memory should be on that list. I like all of those other albums.
Well,
2020 Experience Part 1 is really good.
I probably have to throw out between 2020 and Heroes.
Heroes for Sale, I might have put on my third list just to bring recognition to that album.
But
That's
not
a
as
great
but
album.
but is
not
that
as,
why we're doing it?
I don't know.
But would you have thrown that on your list because it was your favorite?
I might have, as a third, possibly.
See,
I think it might have been a tie between Damage, 2020, and Heroes for Sale.
Well, if I knew you were going to use all of the albums on the entire list except for one, I could have done better.
could we agree that Random Access Memories is number one?
Yes. Wait, number one?
I'm just going to throw that out there right now. I think that is by far the best album on this entire track. On this entire list.
I think, critically speaking, you could make an argument for Random Access Memories being a number one album of the year. I don't think you have to just go by favorites. I don't think you have to just go by our group. I think you could make... I think I could make a case for Random Access Memories being at least in the top 5 this year, period.
I'm just going to green it. We'll number it later, but I'm going to go ahead and lock Random Access into this
Yeah.
list. I feel we can cut Frozen. The soundtrack.
I threw it in there because I know Amanda likes it. I really like
Yeah.
some of the songs on the track.
I really like it, but I don't think it belongs on this list.
Alright, so we'll cut Frozen. So we only have to cut one more, right? No, 2 more, sorry.
Two more songs. I think we can cut Damage by Jimmy Eat World.
See,
I
I,
think
don't know
I'm-
that CD.
I think I'm the only person that knows that album.
I think you are too.
I like that album a lot. I wanted to get its kind of spot for me to mention that Jimmy Eat World is still a band. They didn't completely break up when we were in high school, so they're still around.
Yeah.
And I like mentioning that, but I think if we're gonna, as a group, we can cut Jimmy Eat World.
Okay, thank you. Okay. So
I feel like as a group, we have to select Collapsible Lung.
Mm-hmm.
Do you agree? Do you not agree?
Oh no.
Would you go 2020 in Heroes?
I think which I think I could throw Reliant K on this list only because I think it's an enjoyable album to listen to.
We're going by favorites. We're not going by best. I may have said best. I don't know. We've been going by favorites so far.
I've been one of my favorites so far. I think I can live with Collapsible Lung on this list. I would definitely
Collapsible Lung is
Collapsible
one
Lung.
Lung is one of my favorite albums this year.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
Do you want to green it?
Yeah, I'll green that.
Collapsible lung.
Now, here's where it gets a little bit tricky.
2020.
Heroes for Sale.
Here's for sale.
I think I'm gonna. Oh.
Both of these albums are in all of my playlists. Both of these albums are played a lot at my house. Both these albums are played a lot in my car, and both these albums are stuck in my head all the time. It's really close if I had to pick a favorite.
I think. Oh crap! I don't know. I really like 2020. I really like mainly it's definitely Mirrors. Definitely. I mean
That whole album is good though.
I like every song on that album.
I like every song in both those albums.
I haven't listened to the Neo one
I like
as
pretty much every song on all of these. That's why I put them on here. But
okay. I think I lean towards 2020.
That's what I would say.
okay, I'm fine picking that because I don't have to pick.
Oh.
I like everything on these lists. I made the list, but I have a really hard time picking those two albums. We're picking our favorites. I think those are both really
I
good
could
albums.
totally listen to Heroes too. Like, I think it's hard, but if I was stranded on an island, I think I'd rather have 2020 with me. Because there are rap music like this, like Andamanio style. I go through modes on. Like some days, I cannot always listen to music like this. I'm pretty sure I could always listen to something like Mirrors in 2020 in that album.
Yeah. I don't know. I think Andy Mineo is probably my favorite rapper at the moment. So, I really like what he has to say on that album.
Yeah, I do as well. But rap. I don't know.
It's the second object thrown during this video. I say we pick 2020 and not think about it.
Will I be able to sleep at night though?
I don't know.
Okay, now here we go. Fun.
That's guiding.
We'll get to that later. Okay. Top 3 classical one by Ryan K. Random Access Memories by Daft Punk and 2020 Experience Part 1 by Justin Timberlake.
I say Daft Punk, Relient K, Justin Timberlake. Nah. Yes. That's the order we selected them.
I can agree with that.
Yeah.
Daft Punk, I really like what they did with that album. It's very different. It's different than what they've done before, and I think it stands out this year. And it's one of my favorites that has come out this year. Classical Long.
Can you tell that we all graduated in the late 2000s by the fact of how much we love Relient K?
No joke.
What did you just say? Did you say we graduated in the early
Late
2000s?
2000s. Alright, so I think we have to pick the Culture of My People's favorite 3 albums. Number 1, Random Access Memories by Daft Punk. Number 2, Collapsible Lung by Relient K. And number 3, 2020 Experience Part 1 by Justin Timberlake.
Boo-yah.
I think we should all make our own lists and post them on the site afterward and see how much they differentiate.
Mm-hmm.
See if there's anything new added that wouldn't have been on this list otherwise.
Yeah, I can do that. That's it'll be definitely interesting to compare because it's definitely going to be telling of our music taste. I think I know what Michael's top song is still going to be though.
I think it's fair to say that that's an easy guess.
All right.
Alright, so we're going to take a break and we're going to come back and make another video where we talk a little bit about the video games
video games.
where you can talk about them if you want to, but
I don't have much to say.
Of course you do.
Drewby and I have definitely got some games we want to talk about this year.
Like 2 games on this list.
Heck yes, I do.
You put 2 of them.
Yes.
All right, well, we'll get to that.
All right, we'll get to that later. For now, we're gonna take a break because we've been sitting here a long time, and I'm too old and fat for this.